Can't even see who it is. Yeah. Who is the dude? Who is the dude?
That right there.
Gervonta Davis is in full beast mode as he preps for his fight against Lamont Roach. Every part of his routine is dialed in, and the guy doesn't mess around from the second the day starts. It's all about pushing limits, sharpening skills, and making sure he's ready for anything Roach throws his way. Yeah, his day kicks off early with breakfast. And it's not just any breakfast. We're talking about eggs, turkey, bacon, and capsicum. It's packed with protein, vitamins, and just enough flavor to keep it interesting. His body right because he knows the morning session is going to be a killer. Once he's fueled up, it's time to hit the gym. Warming up is serious business for Davis. He starts with skipping rope and jumping jacks. It's a great way to get the blood flowing and loosen up those muscles. There's no skipping steps here. Every stretch counts. He targets his hamstrings, calves, and chest with a mix of active and passive stretches. Flexibility is key in boxing, and Davis doesn't want to leave anything to chance. Then it's time for the real deal, the boxing drills. First up, pad work. Davis works closely with his trainer to perfect his offense, defense, and counter punching. The focus is sharp. He's throwing rapid combos and dodging imaginary punches like it's fight night. The mitt routines are intense, and his trainer wears a body shield so Davis can practice those rib-crushing body shots. Watching him train is like watching a storm build up. You know something powerful is coming, and Lamont Roach knows it too.
I say 9th round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9th?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look, he looked at night.
I'm telling you, you say you going down in a night?
Next, it might look simple to an outsider, but this is where Davis visualizes the fight with Lamont Roach. Every jab, hook, and slip is done with intention. He's not just moving for the sake of it. He's picturing Roach across from him, preparing for every possible scenario. It's part mental game, part physical conditioning. And it shows why Davis is one of the best in the game. When Davis steps over to the heavy bag, things get loud. He's not just throwing punches, he's unloading bombs. You can feel the intensity in every hit in his training videos.
I'm really trying to get in his personal business. Probably just showing him that, I could do anything. Especially
comes the double end bag next, and it's all about reflexes and timing. The bag bounces unpredictably, mimicking an opponent's movements. Davis hones his ability to react quickly, an essential skill when facing someone as crafty as Roach. After that, the speed bag comes into play. Davis hits it with machine-like rhythm, working on hand-eye coordination and shoulder strength. It's a hypnotic sight, and the speed is unreal. Then comes the part that separates the pros from the amateurs. Sparring. Davis doesn't do light sparring sessions. He steps in with bigger, tougher guys to make sure he's fully prepared for anything. His sparring partners push him hard, and Davis thrives on the challenge. The hits are real, and the intensity is off the charts. No punches are pulled, and every session feels like a mini fight night. After that morning grind, Davis fuels up with lunch chicken, turkey, or tuna with a side of spinach, and a light snack are the usual choices. It's all about protein and clean eating to aid recovery and keep his energy levels high for the afternoon session. Hey, get the afternoon is dedicated to strength and conditioning. Davis hits the weights with a purpose. Push-ups and pull-ups are staples in his routine, and he doesn't stop until every muscle is burning. Medicine balls, slams, and twists are a huge part of his training, helping him build rotational power for those devastating punches. Their bands add resistance to his exercises, building muscle endurance without risking injury. Core work is non-negotiable for Davis. He hammers away at his abs, obliques, and lower back with a variety of exercises. A strong core means he can take body shots and still stand tall in the ring. It also helps him deliver those explosive punches that have become his trademark. Let's go. Cardio training is another critical piece of the puzzle. Davis doesn't just run, he runs with a purpose. He mixes steady-state runs with high-intensity sprints to build stamina and mental toughness. Whether he's pounding the pavement or hitting the treadmill, he's always pushing his limits. Jump rope and cycling are all low in the mix, giving him variety while keeping his endurance levels sky high. of the day, and it's as balanced as it gets. Salmon, mashed potatoes, broccoli, and asparagus are staples on Davis's plate. The salmon is packed with omega-3s to aid muscle recovery, and the veggies provide essential fiber and vitamins. Davis doesn't mess around with his diet. Everything he eats is chosen to maximize performance. Occasionally, he'll treat himself to something sweet like Skittles, but those moments are rare. On the other end, Lamont Roach knows he isn't just walking into this fight with Tank hoping for a good showing. He's stepping in with the mindset of flipping the narrative. Being counted out, that's fuel for him. Roach has been dealing with people underestimating him for a long time, and now with a shot at one of the biggest names in boxing, he's ready to prove he belongs at the top. Growing up in Washington, D.C., Roach shared a similar boxing path to Davis. They came up in the amateurs together, though Davis has taken a more high-profile route to superstardom. Roach's father and trainer, Lamont Roach, has watched Davis evolve into the knockout artist he is today. But they aren't focusing on the past right now. All eyes are on preparation. The atmosphere in Roach's camp is no nonsense, and the determination is evident with every session. As Roach told Boxing Scene, there's no sugarcoating his intentions. He knows what Davis brings to the table, but he's not here to be just another name on Tank's highlight reel. Roach feels every bit the underdog in this fight, and instead of shrinking under the pressure, he's thriving in it. His journey to this fight has been anything but easy. Roach won his junior lightweight title in November 2023 against Hector Luis Garcia on the undercard of David Benz's big stoppage win over Demetrius Andrade.
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he want to prove his skills against the dog. So I'm gonna show y'all what happens when two dogs in.
Huge for Roach, solidifying him as a real threat in the division. He successfully defended the title against Fulmixy earlier this year, showing that he's not just alone. It wonder. But still, he's been dismissed by many as having little to no shot against Davis. This camp is different because I feel like they are counting me out, Roach said, and he's right. The doubters on social media have been loud, and Davis's reputation as one of the hardest punchers in boxing only amplifies that noise. Roach isn't the naturally bigger man either. He's stepping up from 130 obs to meet Davis at 135, a weight class Davis has dominated. It's not a bad fight. You know, Lamont Roach is a world champion. He's smaller than Gervonta Davis. The problem is not many people are aware of who he is or his ability, but he can fight. I don't think he's a huge fight, but not a terrible one. And let's be real, Davis's record speaks for itself. 30 wins, 28 knockouts. He's left a trail of bodies behind him with names like Ryan Garcia and Frank Martin on his hit list. But Roach isn't interested in statistics. He's preparing to take away Davis's advantages one punch and one mental edge at a time. He knows Davis loves to break his opponents down mentally before landing the physical blow that finishes them. Roach plans to flip that script, staying calm under fire and using his own game plan rather than reacting to Davis's every move. His motivation for this fight is crystal clear: legacy and life change. The biggest motivations for the fight are being able to show I'm really one of the best fighters in the world. Roach said the fact that Lamont Roach is as familiar with Tank Davis as he is, it goes beyond them fighting in the amateurs. They've spent time in camp together. He's been around Tank. He's seen Tank up close in person, whether he's in the ring with them or not. And the fact that after I win, my life and my family's lives will change drastically for the good. It's a simple but powerful statement. Roach isn't just fighting for himself. He's fighting for his family, for his city, and for the respect he feels has been denied to him. He knows beating Davis would be career-defining. It would take him from being a solid champion to a household name in camp. Roach has been pushing himself harder than ever. His sparring partners have been carefully chosen to mimic Davis's style as much as possible. They've been throwing everything at him: speed, power, aggression, and Roach has been holding his own. The focus has been on movement, defense, and keeping the fight in the middle of the ring. He knows standing still against Davis is a death sentence, so he's training to stay elusive while still landing sharp counters. His father, Lamont Roach has been a huge influence in keeping Roach mentally locked in. The elder Roach is a non-nonsense trainer who doesn't let the outside noise seep into their gym. Every session is about preparation and improvement, not worrying about what the media or fans are saying. It's all about staying grounded and sticking to the plan. Psychologically, Roach knows he has to stay in Davis's face From the opening bell, Davis thrives when opponents show fear or hesitation, and Roach refuses to give them that satisfaction. I'm not looking at Lamont the way that everybody else look at Lamont, like I know Lamont is a really good fighter. I'm not this ain't no Frank Martin. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. It's a real good fight. The plan is to stay calm, stay sharp, and show Davis that he's not intimidated. If Roach can do that, he's got a real shot at breaking down the walls. Davis usually builds around his opponents. Davis has been stirring up confusion lately with his unpredictable moves. For the past few months, the Baltimore native has made some eyebrow-raising comments about his career, throwing his fans into a state of uncertainty. It all started when on Christmas Eve, Davis dropped a bombshell that had everyone questioning what was going on. Out of nowhere, he claimed that his highly anticipated showdown with Roach, which fans had been eagerly waiting for, was cancelled. There was no explanation, no follow-up statement, just a social media post that left the boxing world scratching its head. No, I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is he's a naturally. Fans jump to conclusions, speculating that it might be another one of Tank's infamous meltdowns. The unpredictability of Davis's statements hasn't been new, but this felt different. The timing was odd, and with no backup from his team or anyone else, it felt like another episode of Davis throwing a wrench into his own plans, but just when it seemed like the fight might slip through everyone's fingers.